Bush League Podcast. A show about nothing and everything.
Oh, buddy. There we go. Let's go. So, if you, yeah, it's weird. Hold on, I have words to say here eventually. There's a way you can orient the screens. Like right now, mine are all portrait and I'm missing half of the...
Yeah. If you click on people, it switches. But it'll be fine in recording, so it's okay.
Yeah, buddy. I've been saying that all the time, like Ronnie Coleman. Lightweight. Yeah, buddy. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Boys, I started recording, so we're going.
Yeah.
This is it.
I have a shock for you guys.
I'm sure there's a lot.
I was talking with somebody from Facebook today.
Oh.
Do tell. My account got locked up in December. There's no community standards violated. There's nothing wrong that I did with the account. There's something, like, Gary, you'll laugh, but it's broken. So they're trying to reassign emails. Can I create a new email? They'll try to reassign it to that, and that's code for they can't figure it out either. Right? Like, it's just not. And so I explained to him, like, I've had this
to me.
But I've been on Facebook since like 2004. So like I met my wife on there. We got married, all the pictures of the kids, the podcast page, you name it, all these different things. And I said, like, if anything, can I have access back, or like all those pictures and the memories that pop up? And he's working on it, but it's been another week. So yeah, I'm not
wow.
I backdoored this one, and a friend of mine works for Facebook, and he's messaging me on Messenger trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So it's like kind of he is unofficially investigating you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like it's not like a help request, like he's trying to fix it.
Wow.
So
I thought you were going to say like that.
Well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen that way. It's not going to happen for me asking officially Facebook for help. It has to be talking to someone that works there, but it is what it is.
I was going to say, I thought maybe they were like, they realized we were holding out the podcast until they reinstated it. We're not doing another one.
We'll show you.
We'll show you. Yeah. Well, that's good,
going,
man.
Guys?
How long has it been?
I'm just trying to keep the lawn mowed.
3 months? Cameron saying 3 months?
3 months, yeah. Yeah. And the only thing new between all four of us is we just get in from mowing the lawn. As you can see, I got some good greasy goodness going on here. And it's
I hear you, buddy. Yeah.
And we took so long to get set up that my bosom sweat totally dried. You know what's so embarrassing about that?
Yeah, but when you get older, all the men, it's the exact same. You get that sweat line.
Yes,
right
and it's the first one. Like, why couldn't it start up here, so it's less noticeable? It's like, no.
Oh, when I was younger, like playing ball, it was like down my back, right? You know what I mean? Like my back was sweaty, and now I'm getting like under boob sweat. Like it's.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God.
That's.
You really threw it.
Well, I saw it go, and I was like, all of a sudden everything went scrambled. I was like, Gary's lost it.
He really threw it. I thought you pretended.
All because of my temper.
So, yeah, Gary, you don't have a red. Yeah, your red dot's gone.
Well, you might want to hit record.
If you press it, do you have an option to restart it?
Look up this.
Oh, no.
Oh, Gary's computer stopped recording.
Look up that way.
Yeah.
At the top, your name is.
There's no.
Is there nothing? Oh, well, excuse me.
Only their recording stopped due to hardware limitations.
Now maybe you are the issue at the moment. Temper tantrum. Never seen Gary take a temper tantrum in my life. First time he does, he wrecks it.
I don't know why it won't let you like
Seriously, really, and keep this in here.
just us talking to no one.
Well, Tyson, oh, there he is. Look, record.
There.
Hey.
Do I have to press it or is it recording?
No.
Why did your Gary seriously?
Recording.
Why do you have 3 R's in your name now?
Gary.
Alligator gar.
Now that Gary's back,
We'll
and we'll
pick up
explain what
there.
happened.
We'll just
Wow. Tyson's mowing grass and people are spraying it on the road. Gary's throwing remote controls, bouncing off of walls, hitting his computer.
I had another laptop set up that had a really nice picture on the screen of Bush League podcast, but we were running late, so I didn't plug the laptop in, and it went to sleep, and the image disappeared. And then I got upset, and I chucked a controller like that, and it hit the couch that is right in front of me. It bounced off of the couch and back towards me, and hit my laptop and unplugged everything.
I thought you threw it, but you really threw it.
Nothing but net. He really did throw it. I saw him. I didn't know what he was doing. I was like, what's Gary doing?
Yeah, so off the couch.
That's impressive that it bounced it all the way back.
It
Bounced
showed
back,
you.
hit the back of the laptop.
Remote's like, I'll get him.
So we're back
Water
a
Street.
little bit, but yeah, but no, Cameron, there's a reason why I asked you about brands, and like, I'm not really a brand snob. Like, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, they do matter.
Anyway.
No, but they do matter, but I'm not like, you could talk me into, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I got to be careful how I tell this because I don't want to incriminate myself on something, but some guys from away were coming to do a big install here, and I was the one left to meet them. And it's lighting and all that stuff and all this. And anyway, they got the whole job, and they bought the lights, and they brought everything, and they're supposed to do the install. So I picture like all 3 of you getting a kick out of this. So it's kind of my call where they go and everything when they get there, and that's why I have to stay. Make sense? So they come in, they lug in all this gear, they lug in all the lights, all this stuff, just beautiful equipment. All right. And then he opens his tool bag and starts hauling out all this Ryobi stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at it. Yeah, but here's where, because I didn't hear great things about these guys. So I said, hey, Ryobi, eh? He said, yeah, everyone buys that DeWalt stuff, but that DeWalt stuff sucks. This is the good stuff. I said, yeah, you can put all the stuff over there. I'll install it later. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you're good to go.
Kind
That made
of
the
told me
decision
all I need
for
to
me
know.
right there. I think I got this. I'll do it myself.
Now, if the guys had showed up and they started
then you
pulling,
mowed their lawn.
yeah, with a Craftsman.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If they had to pull, now listen, if they had to pull Milwaukee tools or DeWalt, he would have been like, "All right, guys, we're good. Go ahead."
Yep. The thing is, I'm not even going to bash on Ryobi, but the second he kicked into this hole, all I said was, Ryobi, eh? And that was his cue to just bash DeWalt for the next 5 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I think we're good. I think you can just leave her all over there.
In other words, he's been questioned on it before. He's got all
yeah.
Apparently.
arguments all ready to go.
Yeah.
So what was that for?
Can't say.
What was that? Oh, okay. Everything Tyson does on the side is NDAs.
I know,
involved.
right? It's
I
like
wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you the last 2 months. All these unofficial, yeah.
So speaking of which, 2 months, like we were saying, probably roughly then or a bit more since we last did the
3 months.
podcast. Yeah. Okay, yeah, more.
Yeah. Well, we get anywhere between 500 and 1,200 views on YouTube per video. I don't know what the difference.
1,200.
Oh yeah, pretty regularly, and like I would take the 400 and 500. That'd be great. You know what I mean?
Cameron
Per
looks
episode
as
on
if he
YouTube.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's Cameron's
he didn't.
robot army.
He didn't check. It's Cameron's bots. Cameron's comrades with all the views.
Listen, I do not deny nor confirm any of these false accusations.
And I hope people are still listening. It's probably everyone's thought we stopped. You know what I mean? So,
well, they probably stopped on the side of the road right now. Like, I got to watch this on YouTube. I don't.
Yeah. In the next 30 seconds, there'll be another car crash. Yeah, because for a while I had like regular people. They were like, "Oh, are you going to do another one? Is the next one coming out? When are you going to do it?" And then they all stopped. They were like, well, I'm not asking you anymore.
Cameron's like, maybe we think so. We're not sure.
But I'm assuming those same people haven't unsubscribed, so it's going to ding up, and we'll get rolling here. We've all been so busy, but we'll try to get rolling.
This is the comeback. This is just like a classic,
If this setup works out, it's going to be a lot easier for us to do. So it takes the excuses away of, Yeah,
well,
if we have
some
excuses?
repetition, we'll kind of know. What?
I said we have excuses? Really?
Oh, yeah. Lots of those. Yeah. But impressive backgrounds, boys. Everyone's got Gary, before your,
tantrum?
before you had your
rage there.
Fit of rage, meltdown, you had a great our logo on
it was a solid attempt for the first try.
That was like that was the most aggression I've seen out of Gary since he was Clifford.
He didn't slap.
You don't spend much time with me.
Now you're going to throw stuff.
Yep.
You should see me when the battery dies in the lawnmower.
You know what I do?
No, even worse, because I only have one charger and there's the 2 battery packs.
That's all I have?
You should see me when I go out to mow the lawn and realize I forgot to plug the second one in.
Too funny.
I find it funny because, I have a gas-powered mower, and I probably have by far the smallest lawn of the 4 of us. But
I just got tired of always having to get the oil and the gas, and it was like, oh, this will work. It's like, sure, we'll try to.
The trick to that with the oil? Never put any more in it. Same plug, same oil for
6 years.
Yeah, it's
10.
4 or
you
5
can easily do 10.
Huh?
You can easily get 10.
Oh, yeah.
The amount he mows probably would.
Probably. Hey, listen, if I keep pulling and it keeps starting, I'm going to keep on going. That's it.
I have the old reel mower that just spins and cuts the grass. You just push it and it spins and cuts.
Oh, you have an old school one.
That's what I had before I got the battery-powered one, so my battery was the upgrade.
Do those actually work?
Oh, yeah. Except for don't work good with dandelions.
Don't you have to sharpen
You have to
them?
push it and kind of lift it as it's going to go up the dandelion.
Tyson, you had one too?
I had one too, yeah. When we lived on Range Road, I remember we rented on a cash deal that little house I moved into with Amanda, right, when we got married.
Yeah.
And the landlord had all these demands, and one of it was you got to mow 20 feet all around the house because we'll mow it all, but we're not going to go within 20 feet of the house. And it was like, do you think if I'm living here that I can afford a mower? I had just started
there with the hedge clippers.
Supply list. We just got married. Amanda just moved here. Yeah, no, I'll go buy a lawnmower. Everything will be
I'll just leave the 0 turn right on the deck. Oh, yeah. Take me 30 seconds to get the whole thing mowed.
Trade in the car and get a big 0 turn Toro. Park her in the driveway. That's what I'll take to work so I can mow 1 lap around the house.
Yeah.
So I went and got one of those first things. They were horrible.
Yep.
There's a guy drives by my house, and I don't know where he is, but he comes from the Newcastle side heading toward Douglastown, and he drives by on the sidewalk, and I was like, that's weird. So then he goes somewhere down here in the trailer park, mows a lawn, you can hear it, and about an hour later, just comes along down the road, and I'm like, okay, he must be close. I'm looking down. He's going out of sight as I look down the road, down the whole length of the street, and he's still going. I don't know where this guy comes from, but he drives it like it's a truck.
Man, there's 0 judgment from me. When I worked at Boom Road Church, I mowed the side field. I mowed the ball field. I mowed the back field. I mowed the cemetery. I refueled, and I went all the way up the road to the second parsonage. And I went down that dirt road, and I mowed that whole thing. Went to the basement, changed the water, left, finished mowing, cleaned up, and all the way back up the road again on this mower with cars whizzing by me at 80 and 90. And
You'd be lucky if you were only doing 80 or 90.
Once a week, I did that run every week.
Gary used to mow the
Taps and Tag golf course, wasn't it?
Skydome there, his front of his mother's house. That's like Skydome.
Yep, Tavis and Tack, Miramichi Golfing Country, Mum's yard. Just mowed my whole life.
Like, how long? It must have taken you at least 3 hours to do in front of your mom's. Had to have.
When we first started, it was 6 hours, and then we eventually just started cutting less and less of it. 3 or 4.
Because you used to go right down to the ditch, right?
You used to go right down to the ditch, and we used to do like the side of it behind the shed.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Back in those days, I go mow my grandfather's lawn, and he had this old mower from the 70s.
Those are fun.
I may have told this before. The switch was broken to turn it off. So the first time I go to mow, I'm just standing there when I'm done and the mower's running. And my grandfather just hands me a screwdriver. He says, "Put that in the spark plug." Didn't tell me to ground it. I just put it on the spark plug. My whole arm just started shaking and the screwdriver went flying. And he's like, "No, you idiot. You put it on the side first."
Yeah, you should have known that.
There was Now, I always mowed my grandmother's lawn, and there was an old guy up the road not far, and his name was Tom Astle, and he was really old. And anyway, I got there, and it was like his mower was from like the 70s, the 60s, somewhere in there. I never seen anything like it. So the first thing we looked at the pull cord had a piece of rope and a piece of wood as the pull cord. First of all, I'm like, this is promising. So anyway, I was like, okay. And he goes, "Oh, just be careful. When it kicks on, it's going to pull it out of your hand." I'm like, what? So the pulley was direct into the flywheel. So I was like, I was used to pulling it, let it go. No big deal. You know, like you get the little, okay. So anyway, First time I did it, I pulled it, and it almost ripped my arm clean off. Like, pulled me toward this mower. It was like this massive old white thing, right? So anyway, I was like, okay. So anyway, I start mowing his yard, and the grass was like, honestly, like this. Anyway, he's like, so I kind of mowed. I was taking my time, and I was like, okay. So I only got like his front yard done, and he had a huge back, like a bigger part. It was higher grass, and I ran out of gas. So I went inside. It's like, "Hey Tom," I said, "I ran out of gas. Can I have some more?" He goes, "No." I'm like, okay. He goes, no. He said, "You get 1 tank of gas to mow my yard, and that's it." He said, "If you don't get it mowed, then that's it. You don't get paid." I'm like, okay.
Get on your hands and knees and start chewing.
So anyway, I went to my dad and I said, "Dad, he told me this." And Dad goes, "That's about right." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He said, "He told you got to get it done. You have to mow that whole yard." And I mean, this thing was like, the tank on it was like this big and like this high. It was super small. I'm like, "How am I supposed to do that?" He goes, "I don't know. Figure it out." So what I figured out was, Dad never listens to this podcast. So I actually went down to Dad's, took his gas, brought it up the road, and he used his gas to mow the yard.
Oh, boy.
Well played, sir. Well played.
That's awesome.
Dad does not know that to this day. So if he ever hears it, I know someone's going to tell him, "Hey, you know you took the gas from your..." It's like, yeah, but he knows I jumped his truck. So, taking a little gas back then is probably not so bad.
I told Dad that we trashed the basement that night at Mom and Dad's place and put it all back together, and I honestly think he doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm making it up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You could just tell by the look on his face, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but did he not tell when he pulled the
wall?
That was the Dougie damage, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Preston.
Yeah.
Preston, Dougie, Tyson.
Preston. Yeah. Yeah. But the best part is Dougie's like, I'm just going to change that light socket. Okay. Do you want to shut the power off? No. It live, light on. Doug's just like, beep, 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 beep. All right, we're good, boys. Put her back in.
And for people listening, like, we had to change the light socket because we broke it out of the ceiling.
Yep.
It was just
There
a
was
wrestling
pieces.
match gone way too far. Like, it just...
Legs went up in the air and smashed.
Yeah, it was somebody's foot.
Yeah, I think it was Preston's foot, actually, when it went up in the air. I don't know how he got up that high, but I think it was.
I don't know. I was laying in the corner unconscious. I missed all that.
So, boys, we got nothing prepared, but what's the most exciting thing that's gone on in the last 3 months? One,
Oh,
two,
the
three,
lawn.
go.
The lawn.
The lawn, was it?
Well, I don't know.
I was all excited.
I went to Toronto.
Yay!
Yeah, you, I believe you met and spoke with and became good friends with Beyonce. Is that right?
I was acknowledged.
Wow.
Please remove him from the premises.
Officer.
We went up there. We Googled. Before we went up there, we're Googling, like,
Where's Beyonce
what's
gonna be?
what's going on in Toronto? Toronto events, things to do in Toronto. And we looked at the Blue Jays, realized it was like the All-Star weekend or something. There was no
Ooh.
game. So then we get up there, and it's like people are lining up at the Rogers Center at the ball field. We're like, oh, I thought there was no game. And it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we notice like everybody's walking around in like these 3-inch heels and tight dresses full of sequins and sparkles. Like, oh,
Too easy.
guess
I'm leaving that
Toronto's-
one alone.
Sure he wasn't on Yonge Street? Anyway.
pretty close. So like, oh, I guess that's normal in Toronto. And then this black car goes by and there's like 50, 30, 40-year-old women chasing it in their heels, screaming their heads off. I was like, all right, what's going on?
Gary's like, my limo is here. Oh, yeah.
That's when I realized Beyonce was there.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
So she really acknowledged, like she looked and kind of nodded or what?
Please get him away from me. Remove him from the premises. Security.
You said, I don't think you're ready for
He's not
this."
supposed to be in my dressing room.
Well, if you're going to leave it unlocked.
That's just an invitation.
And we're
I
canceling.
was just looking for a bathroom.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
I saw a Austin Matthews game used stick while I was up there
Wow.
Wow.
at Real Sports.
Oh,
went to Real
I thought you went to the
Sports.
Hall of Fame.
I did, yeah.
Nice.
It's like the back corner, and it's just like 4 little stick stand things full of game used sticks.
Nice.
I think Tyson needs to be alone for
Man.
I thought about it, but it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, I'm going to be carrying a hockey stick around Toronto all day if I get this.
You know what, though? You know what? Tyson would have done that.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
Look at him. Yes. Yep. Yep. Feel like if you were at a race and then like a piece of like the wing landed in front of you, you'd be like, yeah, I'm just keeping that. I don't care. See you
It's
later.
about 500 degrees Celsius, but
Wouldn't care. Ask some guy going by, hey, could you help me pick this up? Ah, there you go.
Tyson, what did you say?
he's getting old and slow.
Yeah. Pretty much.
This is not news to us.
Slowing down in his collecting of things.
Yes. Slow down.
Yeah, like that background gives us a lot to go with.
Well,
Just
slowing
saying.
down doesn't mean selling. I'm slowing down.
You're running
Because
out of
you're
room.
running out of room, yeah. You know, I got some space on my wall if you want to keep some stuff here. I'm okay with it.
Are you still in all the break groups?
Oh, yeah. I I left a bunch just because I don't want to see it. Like I'm honestly not doing that near as much. But Jeremy, I know you'll know what I mean. But like I bought a guy posted a goalie mask the other day, and the goalie mask was Cameron, and it was painted up. It was in honor of Maple Leaf Gardens, and like it's a beautiful mask. It's an actual mask, right? And so Maple Leaf Gardens is painted on it, and like the 5 different Maple Leafs are painted on it, and the years are on it. And on the top, it's signed by Grant Fuhrer, Ed Belfour, Felix Potvin, Curtis Joseph, and for some reason, Jack Campbell. I'm not quite sure why Jack Campbell. He never played in the Gardens. Are not like the other. Oh, no.
That's a random one.
So you ready, Jay? 10 spots, $250 a spot.
Wow.
So he ran 4 minis and then micros to get into the mini. So I paid $10 and got in on a mini.
You did.
And the top 5 from the mini, the top 5 from the micro got into the mini. So I paid $10. One got the micro, got into the mini. Out of the mini, only the top spot moves on to the main. So I won again, and I got a $250 spot for $10.
So you're 1 in 10 at this point.
So for the next 3 nights, I'm like refreshing. Like, is this thing going to run? Is it going to?
Yeah.
And I'm laying there watching a movie with Amanda and the kids, and I'm not supposed to be doing this stuff anymore. I'm in this thing for $10, right? And anyway, the guy rolled it. It went live, and I refreshed it and looked down, and I kind of just stared at Amanda, and she said, "What?" And I said,
"You didn't win.
I won."
What? Shut up.
And she's like, "No, are you serious?" And like, poor Maddox didn't believe me. I'm like, yeah, I won. Here, just 1 sec.
Do you buy lottery? He needs to buy lottery tickets. That's it. He's just gotta.
That's pretty astronomical because I used to get suckered for that. I'd spend the $10 on the first one to get into the second one.
Oh no!
I'm back. Here's my $10 investment.
Oh wow!
Oh man!
Holy!
Please tell me that was your last one. Was that your last one?
No, that's not his last one.
That's yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how, Jay, when it's a big one like that, you tell yourself, right? You're like, man, I cannot believe the micro got me into the mini. Okay, but the odds are, and they write the M beside it too, which ticks the other guys off, right? Like they all spend $250 and they can see my name and an M. He got with in on a mini. And then sure enough, I hit the thing. Yeah. No, those guys must have been ticked. But
I don't even know what to say to you.
You have 9 hitmen hired to chase you down right now.
Well, and then I looked it up, so it's on that goalie. Like Gary, I don't know if you've ever been on that goalie mask collector site. Like they'll do custom orders for you, and they'll do all these things. It's on there, and he has a few more. It's $3,400 retail on the site to buy that mask.
Well,
I paid $10.
And so if he had it for $250 for 10, so
that was $2,500.
$2,500.
He did, yeah. So you know what it's like. Like you go to those sites, Jay, and it says the jersey's $900. If you hop on one of those break sites, someone's going to sell it to you for $600 if it's retailing for $900 on the website. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he raffled it for $2,500, and it's on the site for $3,400.
Nice. That's a good one to retire on, man. That's a good one to retire on.
Until someone posts a Felix Potvin mask, and then I'm back in.
Well, it's just $10.
It's just $10.
I know the odds are like 11 billion to 1, but I did it before.
No, but that's a good one to go out on. So
yeah, definitely.
When I saw that, I couldn't pass it up. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, $10. What's going to happen? It's $10, and then
I could enter 1,000 of those, and I will not win.
That's what I used to say, buddy.
That's the problem.
No,
I won an autograph. I won an autographed 8x10, my first one, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah.
Went out on top. You are the ultimate gambler, sir.
Rick Vive, baby.
The one everyone wants. Yeah.
Love Rick Vive.
Now, if they do the for Formula One stuff, you're gonna get me. I'm gonna have to try.
There's probably a group out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tyson, have you seen, like, I haven't really seen too much
Very
of
little,
that.
but I haven't looked either.
Let us start it.
That's just dangerous.
Started.
The Leafs and
Started
wrestling stuff is
June.
bad enough. I just,
Tyson has to renovate the house if he goes to find that site.
I have some F1 autographs down here.
We walk in, and Tyson's got like a 1970 some McLaren sitting in the like. Hey, I won this in a mini.
I've got autograph
be like
pictures
the hockey.
here. But
He'd be like the Hockey Hall of Fame. You go around the corner to his basement, and it'll just be like, this way to the F1 wing, this way to the hockey wing.
that's the dream, Gary. That's the dream.
The music's just playing all the time.
So Cameron, I've got Vettel's autograph down here. Amanda got that for me. I've got Martin Brundle's.
When he was with Red Bull.
Yeah.
See, now, Martin Brundle, that would impress me because he's the man.
I've got Mark Webber's. And I like to put Vettel's picture just in front of his. No one's going to get that, but we do, so that's okay.
Yep.
He said he was sorry, so it was all okay.
Yeah, that meme with him and Schumacher. And then I said I was sorry, and they're laughing. Yeah, not good.
I've got Cold Hearts. I've got.
Well, that would make sense.
I've got.
If you had Hakkinen, Jeremy'd be like knocking down the door, and
I've got. I've got a real weird combination back here behind me. Is can't see it, but there's an autographed picture of Pete Rose, and then right underneath it, Valtteri Bottas. And then Patty Marlowe right underneath them. So it's really quite the combination.
Makes a
over
lot of
there.
sense.
Yeah. And then I've got a Jos Verstappen, actually.
Jos the boss.
Wow. Yeah.
Is it like him frowning or like
No, he's
having no
you can't see
personality?
that he's frowning because his helmet's on, so it's.
I saw one in some group the other night. It was I don't know where I saw it, but it was a painting of Schumacher, and it was one of like 50, and it was autographed by him, Flavio Briatore, Ross Braun, and the guy was selling it for something like 7,000 euros, some crazy number.
I don't doubt that, as crazy as that feels like.
Well,
No,
like
we can't get
because
that
like
stuff.
if this is a big thing, it's probably known about somewheres in Europe, possibly. Like we wouldn't, run
you
into
got to
it
be
here.
on the old continent to be able to find that stuff.
Right. But I'm assuming if they don't, have a whole bunch of that autograph stuff, the stuff that is out there is probably worth a lot of money. Like, you know what I mean? Like just
Yeah, it's not like hockey.
flooded with it.
It's not like hockey players who, no offense to them, but they go to a different city every single night or every other night. Where F1 goes to used to only be 12 races at one time, and that was in 12 different countries in like a span of a whole year. So the chances of you meeting a driver were like, wow, it'd be 1 in a million if you got to meet an actual driver.
And I feel like it's worse now. Like well, it's
yeah.
I find they're
It's not like
very out there
NASCAR.
for the fans, but you're not going to get an autograph, and you're lucky to get a picture. And the only pictures anybody gets is because they got a pit pass, which is insane. So like, Daddy's very rich if you got a pit pass.
They're always running by like.
Oh yeah, and
Trying to
they
get a
don't
guy
even
in the
stop for you. It's
background.
like if you can take a selfie and walk at the same time, you can take one. But I'm in a hurry. Like it's very
When they're doing their like social media things in between qualifying race, and they're like walking fast, and there's like some guy going, Lando.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
do
pretty
find
legit.
he's very he's exceptionally nice for the kids and stuff though. Lando, he seems
Yeah, no, he takes
seems to take his time and
so.
Guys, I did
Yeah,
prepare
but
something.
there are other drivers you just never went near. Oh,
Heinz Harold Frentzen.
I'm gonna edit these
actually,
transitions
they
because
say he wasn't that bad.
they haven't worked this whole time.
Not a bit. the curse. It's the curse
No,
of this
we tried.
live video a little bit, but
It's funny because the last time we did this, the delay was not this bad, but I find tonight it's not great.
Every so often it's happening.
Yeah.
so I actually prepared. I haven't talked to you guys in like 3 months, so I prepared a top 10 list
Oh,
for your
let's go.
for your discussion. So, this is all stuff that has annoyed me over the last 3 months, and I haven't gotten to talk to you guys about it.
Perfect. Let's get angry. Let's get angry together.
He's gone.
And he's back.
I don't picture this ranked. I picture it more like a Letterman top 10. But anyway, ready? And we can discuss
Carry
each
on.
one. Number 1, cutting across the parking lot. Hear me out.
Oh, over the lines?
The other night, I'm leaving Walmart. I got to watch my volume because I'm gonna get upset. The other night, I'm leaving Walmart. And have you ever like looked over the other parallel line? Like, you know, like you got the 2 rows of parking and then it's a road. And then 2 rows of parking and then it's a road. And then 2 rows. You guys picture it, right? And on the far end of it, it's the, you know, the horizontal road that you can, that's how you get out. So I back out of my spot and I'm driving towards the way to get out instead of, you know, cutting across 5 lines of parking like a jerk to go out the exit. I'm driving out to the end and I'm going to turn right. I'm going to get out. Here comes this guy in, cuts across 4 or 5 of the rows of parking just on a complete diagonal. So I don't quite have to stop dead, but I have to pretty dramatically slow. And then I look over to my left as he's cutting across. There's another lady. She was leaving. She had to stop dead. And then on the next row over, there's the third guy, and he looks real upset. He had to stop dead, and the car was closest to him. This guy literally affected the 3 of us just on his way to a parking spot, which it's not like he pulled in and spotted one way the heck over there to cut on a diagonal. And anyway, you guys know what I mean. Like, thoughts on the actual lines in a parking lot? Are they just a suggestion? Like, what have I not been let in on?
Yes. Suggestions. They're like a chicane in a racetrack. Just go through 'em.
You're going to get track limits warning and your lap time deleted. I agree because my work parking lot is the same. The entrance to it, it's like it's not always full, and people always just like beeline straight across it. And I try to like follow the rows even when it's empty. So maybe some people think I'm a maniac, but in my mind, I'm like, so I have the right of way. If you're coming out of the parking lines, you should technically have to wait for me to go by. But it's just this wild west of like eye contact and like, you know, speeding up so you can get in front first. And that's
Well, Jay, and the other thing is, if I had to hit him or he hit me, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Because we're in a parking lot. But I'm staying between the lines trying to mind my business, and he's cutting across 5 lines of parking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on the parking lot. There's parking lots here that are like, it's well known that people come across here and then it goes straight through all the spots to the exit. Like Brookside Mall.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and there's exceptions, Gary, because I've done what I'm complaining about, but I've done it at like, it's 10 to 9. Yeah, but it's 10 to 9 at the strip mall. Half the stores are already closed because they closed at 5. And I'm on a mission to go to Sobeys or something, and there's nobody here.
You're probably not even 10 and 2 through there. You know what I'm saying? You're probably one hand on the wheel.
Oh, yeah. You're not even 10 and 2. You're not even 10 and 2.
Straight into the light post.
You'll find all these pet peeves. I said to Amanda, but like a lot of these pet peeves I'm about to give you, it's like...
Gary, you stole. I had that all lined up. I was going to click on that too.
That was not me.
How did you do that? All right. Was it? So it wasn't.
So that was number 10.
Speaking of parking lots first, I drove back from Toronto and arrived in Montreal and Quebec City on Friday afternoon.
At 4?
Like Montreal around 1 o'clock.
Oh.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
So the don't give an inch was firmly in place.
With construction and whatnot, it was like a parking lot for a good Montreal was probably 45 minutes of parking lot.
Isn't there a highway that goes around it?
There is now.
That's where I started. I took the 30, and to get back onto the 20 was like 45 minutes of waiting. And then when we got on the 20, it was barely moving. And then when we did get up to highway speed, it was like you're still in that crammed parking spot, like 6 inches from the car in front of you, going 120.
Yes.
And you can't get in the other lane. Nobody's moving. We're just all going. And it was like that past Drummondville. And then we got to Quebec City. And then Quebec City was another hour waiting for people trying to get across the bridge.
So what day was that?
Friday. It was Friday afternoon.
You're supposed to go. You're supposed to go through those places in the middle of the night.
Yes, I know that now.
Oh my god!
It was worse than driving in Toronto.
Yep.
Wow.
I can see that.
Driving in Toronto, I got horns honked at me. The only time I got honked at was when I didn't run a red light. So I guess the light turns red and then they expect 3 cars to run through afterwards.
And see, I guess some of my pet peeves, like I wouldn't get along very well in Toronto, Gary. Because all this top 10 list, we just went over number 1. It's all things that it's just like people are just being inconsiderate of other people's time. So like the guy, you'll know what I mean, Gary, because you probably saw this waiting to get on the bridge. But if the guy like completely interrupted you and blocked 3 other cars and then got in front of you, what, did he get across 20 seconds before you did? Like, congrats, dude. Like we made your lunch break, did you? Like I don't understand. Like the guy that cut across, what time did he save? Like was Walmart about to close and I didn't know? Like what was the rush? Because 3 of us had to stop for you. You know what I mean? Oh, it just gets me.
Yeah, traffic is a primal instinct.
Quebec government put 3 lanes on that Route 20 from Montreal to Quebec.
Now, the only person that would have a different perspective is the former truck driver. Because he's bigger, he's larger, and if you hit him, you are it.
He ain't going nowhere either in that traffic.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, you just get in the middle. You try to get in the middle so you're not fighting with the on-ramp, off-ramp people, and you don't have much of a choice. You just sit there, and you'll see a lot of the trucks, they're just in the middle and, like, trying to, not get stuck between people trying to come on and off. But there's nothing you can do.
Number 9.
Shopping cart.
Shopping carts.
And you've been spending a lot of time in parking lots, haven't
Who's
you?
in charge? Just put your shopping cart back. It just might be the most
stolen, taken by someone in a car.
Yeah. But like, oh gosh. I even witnessed someone, it was like a year or 2 ago, but like they'll rant and rave, the same person. I saw them. So I'm sitting, you guys will know where I'm talking about. But in Miramichi, I'm sitting in line in the drive-thru by myself at Burger King late one night after like leaving the theater or something. This person's coming out of Sobeys, hopping in their truck. They kind of look around, no one's around, and just leave their cart right smack there in the shopping cart corral is 20 feet away. But then the same person would have the nerve to complain on Facebook about any given possible thing you'd have to complain about. You understand? Like, I wouldn't donate to that. How do you know where the money's going? Did you hear that new song? I think they're racist. Blah, blah, blah. You don't put your shopping cart back. You won't even put your shopping cart back. Your person has to come out and get that cart and carry it all the way back. You were too lazy to put it in the... Yeah, no, your opinion doesn't matter to me about all these other... You won't even put your shopping cart back. Sorry.
In the words of Jason Aldean, try that in a small town.
Anyway, you skipped my point. I just think it says a lot about a person that will put their shopping cart back. Oh, my gosh. All right, sorry. That's it.
I'm the leave the shopping cart inside the door and grab your bags and lift them out guy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm the guy you can't walk through the entryway because it's so full of shopping carts.
I always take mine to the cart corral.
Yeah,
Always.
me too. So about 60% of the time, Gary, I'm with you. I pick it up, and every once in a while, it's a little bit too much. I know I can't handle it. I'm getting older. You know what I mean, guys? One trip isn't going to do it. So I take the cart out, and it either, depending on which store I'm at, it either goes to the cart corral, or I'll walk it all the way back in and leave it at the front entrance again. Or, yeah, it's not staying.
That's a lot. That's commitment all the way back in.
Yeah. I put the race car shopping cart back every time. And I patiently wait for the race car shopping cart. And then I put it back where I found it. And yeah.
Attaboy. Yep. When you sit in that thing, can Patricia see around you? Or is, like, how does that?
Yeah. She's like both arms like trying to push this thing. And I'm like, faster.
All right.
Have you seen the Mark Rober video?
The what?
The what?
Mark Rober video. He put like a remote control on a shopping cart, so then people who don't put their carts away, when they get in their car, they drive the cart up behind them, and then they go to back up and realize there's a cart there. And then they move that one, and then he brings another one in.
Oh man, Cart Narcs needs to get a hold of that.
Yes, that's I was trying to remember the name. Okay, hang on a sec, Tice.
Yep.
Coming in at number 8.
Blocking the aisles at the store.
I feel like you came up with all these in the same evening.
In a span of 20 minutes.
Is this
was
COVID
just, like,
again?
chucking
Like,
roads
are we there
left and
again?
right.
Most of these are like public occurrences because I'm tired of being inconvenienced for your own. But like, so this one came, ironically enough, the idea for me to even bring these up to you guys came on the same night, the other night, with that guy cutting across but the blocking the aisles, there was a particularly bad. So like, Cameron, you're still in Miramichi, but you walk into Walmart and you look to the left and there's always the seasonal section right to your left. Like if it's Easter, if it's Christmas, if it's Halloween, if it's right there. Yeah. But their roof was leaking. So they had it all roped off and they had gotten a lot of the stuff out of there. But just know you couldn't walk that way, right? And so they had nowhere to pull the stuff, so they pulled it out to the middle of that carpet when you first walk in, so it kind of divided you when you came in. You had to, pick a lane, you know what I mean? So I chose poorly and picked the left lane. These 3 women are having a conversation at the end of this thing, and you can't walk past them. You can't hang a right. Yep. You can't get out. You can't go through the section they have roped off. And it's not like me exaggerating. You know how sometimes it's like, why am I so annoyed that I had to push the cart to the far right to get by you? There was room for me to get by you. There was no room to get by these 3. It was not happening. No. They were at the fork of the road.
Right there.
And I know you'll know what I mean, but they're having did you see David when he was home? Oh my goodness, he's gotten so big. Like having this full-on conversation. And we finally have to give up and back out, including the people behind us, and go all the way around. And then I'm walking by them. Then she steps out in front of you. Now she's ready to go after I've walked all the way back. Of course you are. Just oblivious to that.
That happens. That's a common thing that happens in the grocery store. But 99% of people, they're doing the whole like, they're always watching the peripheral, right? So they're like, oh yeah, and then he said this, and then that, and then the other thing. Oh, just a sec here, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people are doing that, but some people don't. Yep.
No, they don't.
I know what you mean.
Just completely oblivious.
Especially 3 people. That's a big one. That's a big one.
You know what I do? I train the kids. Train the kids to walk up and interrupt things, and then I can just be like, "Oh, wait, kid, just wait till they get out of the way." Wait your turn. Wait your turn.
Yeah. You're being a good dad.
oh, we can't go around, guys. Wait your turn.
I might use that.
That's so good.
My teenage kid might not look a...
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Mikhail shaves more often than I do now, and it's like, you just wait your turn. Okay, Dad.
Just put a little hat on top of him with a propeller.
Like, as you look him directly in the eye, just wait your turn.
Just wait your turn, son.
Son.
Yeah. That's a great move, though. Like like in a roundabout way, acknowledge how dumb it is. Just wait your turn, because some people are just standing here talking in the middle of the grocery store when we're all trying to walk around. But you can just wait your turn.
Yeah.
I may have used that about 20 times at Canada's Wonderland.
Where
That's
did
good.
Gary go?
Yeah.
Do you see me?
What?
You can't see me.
Is Gary still there?
Yes.
I don't hear him or see him anymore. He's gone.
Gary is very much with us.
That's weird because I can't see him or hear him.
All right, Gary, now's your chance to say whatever you wanted to say about Cameron. He cannot hear you.
Very strange.
Is he still gone, Cam?
Yeah, for me, he is. I got nothing. He's just a black spot in the screen.
How is that possible?
This is Gary.
Looks normal to me.
We believe you. Like,
That's what I see when I look in the
Turned the
mirror.
lights off. That's weird how he's loading for you, but like we still see him.
Well, earlier it kind of flashed something about my quality, and then it just disconnected me, and I came back in, and it was fine, and then he kind of did that stuttery thing, and then he's gone. So I'm not sure.
Number 7.
next one.
How am I going to know if he's insulting me?
Cutting in line.
Wow.
5 minutes later from number 8.
Like, did you just pick everything of an old person would complain about? Holy crap.
The whole point, Cameron, was pet peeves when you're in public. Like, I don't know what you want.
Public.
No.
It's like because you...
Some
it's
cutting
like
in line.
Public.
Oh, yeah, because listen, you guys hear how Cameron's going on? Because he'd handle someone cutting in front of him real well.
I wouldn't say a thing.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't. So,
Gary definitely has and would. And
oh, yeah, I can picture.
True
you know.
story.
So,
True story.
picture you're going to the self-checkout at Walmart, that whole line up before the other line. You know what I'm talking about? You do the zigzag. So you're in there. There's blatantly 4 or 5 people in front of you because all the self-checkouts are full. There, we got rid of them. So all the self-checkouts are full. You stop to look at something that they blatantly put in the line for you to buy, right? And the people behind you don't wait, don't anything. They just go right past you as if like, oh. But now they're awkwardly waiting in front of you because there's a line up. I wasn't not going. There's a line. So just be it resolved.
Yes.
Some cutting in line is worse than others cutting in line. There's
the
accidental. I
I
can't
don't
tell
know.
if you're still shopping or not. But that's pretty blatant. And how much time did you save there, bud? Like,
Maybe I'm super good at like giving the right impression because I never have that happen. I don't think I've ever had people cut in front of me like that.
Jeremy just turns and does this look. Hey, sir, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gary just verbally abuses them.
My secret is the superstore in the north end of Moncton here. Now I'm sure they all have them, but like when you go to the meat department, no, I'm lying to you. Where like you can get the roasted
deli?
chickens and the fried chickens
yeah.
and all that. Like
Yeah.
right at the front there, it's like a quick lunch kind of thing.
Yeah, the counter, the display counter
Or
deal.
Anyway, yeah. They have the one here in Moncton. They have 2 self checkouts, like kind of like right into the counter almost.
Yeah, we have
And
one.
there's
Yeah.
never anyone at them ever.
Nope.
People don't know they exist, and I'm just like this. I feel like it's my little like. I feel like George in the letting
Best
on that
kept,
he's in the
man.
wheelchair. So
best kept secret
he
in
has
the
the nice
grocery
bathroom.
store is that little self-checkout.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just like, I just feel like a VIP. Like I'm looking over in the distance and there's like these massive lines and I'm just like, going to my personal self-checkout. And
Just a little.
yeah.
It's funny you say that because
Start the car.
I didn't know they existed until like 2 weeks ago. So
Really?
I ran in.
Don't tell anyone.
No, but I ran in for just like two things. I'm literally standing there for two things. And I think Maddox is with me. And of all people, like we run into Ange. She's getting groceries. And I'm standing there with like 8 people in front of me waiting for the 2 self-checkouts because all the other registers are so full. And Ange leans in and goes, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a self-checkout over by the chicken and wedges by the... I was like, really?
By the deli.
She said, yeah. And I looked over and I'm like, what am I out? I'm going to be back in line here if she's wrong. And I walked, all these people waiting in line, and I walk over there, and I swear there was like a light shining down on the thing, and hallelujah music, and nobody's there. Nobody's there.
Yep.
I ran it through, I left, like, see ya, suckers, I'm out of here. Like, skipped the whole line. Yep.
It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing that I'm very careful because I don't like, I would never go there with like a big shopping cart round full of, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to ruin it, right? Because if you're like, you know what I mean? If you're there for like 20 minutes checking yourself with the big, like someone's going to say something. So don't ruin it. You just got to,
don't ruin it for everybody. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
In and out. Little clandestinine there, whatever the word is, you know? I don't know how to say the word tonight.
Clandestinine.
Clandestine. I didn't say it right again. All right, everybody has that word they cannot say.
You had it that time.
Yeah, but everybody has that word they cannot say, and that's probably mine.
Clandestine.
Klondike bar?
That sounds like a 2026 Formula One team.
Sponsored by the Bush League Podcast.
Clandestinine.
Number 6. You are number 6.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
A little slow there, Jay.
Yep.
People talking too loud on their cell phones.
Who talks on a cell phone?
Right?
That's the thing I use to ignore people's text messages.
No, but like I've been at the grocery store. Amanda calls me and says, hey, can you get such and such, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yep, okay. And off the phone. You guys know what I'm talking about. Didn't you meet the person coming towards you that's like, yeah, no, then we'll go to, that's a good idea. And I can meet you there around 7. And what should I wear? And blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to buy my groceries. Just get out of my way.
Yeah.
And the more they're talking, and they're oversharing, the more they're oblivious to how much in your way they actually are because they're not paying attention.
They're just inviting you to join in.
And sometimes when they're talking and you're walking by them, like, and you should have seen the size of that. And I'm like, what in the world?
You know what I'm talking about.
Like, you should not be talking about this.
Not only that, kid.
I was at the hospital and they drained this thing. And I'm like, I don't want to know.
I know plenty of people. There's lots of people out there that still, like, they text and drive real quick. They'll text real quick, or they're texting a lot, or they'll grab their phone and they're talking on their phone with it up to their ear all the time and making calls and stuff. You can't even operate the shopping cart and talk on the phone at the same time. You think you're going to operate a car? Unreal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm yelling again. It's going to be all distorted.
Tyson's getting upset. Jeremy can fix that somehow.
Anyway, end of that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's... Yeah.
All right, next.
Oh. All right, I think that's the last one. Last one for the drum roll.
We're almost there now.
Top five don't get drum rolls.
No. They get victory music.
Spitting on sidewalks and stuff where everybody has to walk in. Yeah.
Number 4.
While I was at the CN Tower, I sat down on a planter thing and walked. Then when I went to get up, it was like,
oh, that's nasty.
Nice little pile of gum underneath me.
Oh,
I thought for sure you were going to say I was at the CN Tower and I spit off the side of it.
So did I at first.
Like that Beavis and Butthead game.
I didn't realize there was windows.
Did They just throw a penny off. Decapitate the man down the bottom.
Bounce right back at me.
I just think like
Yeah.
someone like there's spit on the sidewalk everyone's walking, or you spit your gum out right there. Or another pet peeve of mine is they even have those butt stops for the cigarette butts. But just like the shopping
and they're
cart,
all
you're
over
too
the
lazy
ground.
to put your cigarette butt in that. You had to throw it right on the ground right there. And there's like 20 of them littered all over the sidewalk. And they even gave you a place. They spent money on giving you a place to put it when you're done. Even though you're not even supposed to be smoking near the front door, they still gave you something because they know you're going to break that rule anyway. So, and you couldn't even be bothered to do that. You just flick it on the sidewalk where everyone's walking. And
That's like the guy who tries to sell a set of tires on his yard and can't do it. He chains them up, no one buys. He puts free on them, and that night someone takes them.
just like that.
I was trying
Free,
to
they
think
won't
how
take
that was
it.
the same.
Almost couldn't tell the difference between those two things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was struggling to see how that was the same.
I think I said that backwards. I'm tired and not.
I went to the store the other day and I walked in behind a pretty cool guy. He's like smoking, walking up to the thing. He gets to the door at the side of the building. He just does like the little Zed Zorro thing with his cigarette and then right up behind his ear.
Whoa.
That lad is a
Walks
conservationist.
in. That guy was cool.
Gary, you've been practicing that ever since you've seen it. I know you have.
Gonna take up smoking just to do it.
Start smoking cigars just for the move.
Gary is our James May.
Yep.
oh man,
Be
Gary,
carrying a
you
pack
are.
of the Popeyes with me.
You are. Oh wow, Popeye candy sticks. You can't call them cigarettes no more.
With your vape pen, whip that behind your ear.
How hot do those get?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. So okay.
Number 4.
Yeah. I'm not doing it I'm not.
That's good.
we made it all this way.
All right.
I don't even want to now. The moment's gone.
Drum rolls that are too long.
That went on longer than I expected.
Tailgaters.
Now, are we?
Okay.
Now,
Like where?
Yeah. See, now this is where you got to get.
Like the aggressive, like, lady, I'm going 50 in a school zone. Why can't I see your headlights? Tailgaters.
Why did I think you were meant people sitting on the back of their truck, like having a good time?
Tailgating.
No.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I
Oh,
kind of,
no.
I did too. I was like,
Following you too.
No,
close.
but you were in the right. That's what a tailgater is. But for some reason, I thought of it as I don't know why.
No, but be
One
it
who
be it
tailgates.
resolved. You're on the highway. You're doing 110 in 110. That's pretty quick. Maybe that's all you're comfortable with. Guy behind you is tailgating a little bit, but he's blatantly looking for an opportunity to pass. And the second he can pass,
Sure.
he passes. Fair game. That's why he's close to you. He's trying to get. But literally, you're going 50 and a 50 in front of an elementary school in the middle of the school day, and lady is so close to your bumper that if a kid darts out in front of you, you're going to hit that kid anyway because she's going to rear end you. Why?
Yep.
Like, and if I wasn't in front of you, how fast were you going to go? Like, it's like, why?
I believe I can answer this for you.
Yes, okay.
All people are jerks.
No other explanation.
I don't have a lot of good answers, but that one is the one.
Well, you've seen the odd driver, Cameron, who, like, it doesn't matter how fast the person is in front of them. The person in front of them could
Yeah,
be
there's
speeding by 20. It's just, you're just going as fast as you can between cars till you catch up to the next guy all the time. All the time. All the time. I just don't get it. And in the end, you
It's
don't
those
get there any faster.
clandestinine drivers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Clandestinine, right? That's the. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody hates tailgaters, probably, including tailgaters.
Sorry.
Jump the gun. Number 3.
Picture this. Picture this.
St. Olaf.
No, yeah, pretty much. Sicily, 1918. Mikhail's watching all those now, and it's hilarious to listen to
Oh, really?
How appropriate are those now?
Yeah,
They're not. I gotta tell you, it's spawned a lot of conversations with my teenage son, especially Blanche.
you guys talk about Glucofen?
It's funny now because
Oh, ladies be nasty.
Gary, he remembers that episode that we talked about. So who's Dorothy? And he's watching this, and the other night he goes, Gary's Blanche.
I disagreed with it at the time.
No, but you run into somebody wherever the case may be. So I'm talking about the oversharer. So I ran into someone at a restaurant for a takeout order, and there they are, and there's 5 people sitting there all waiting for their takeout order. And in front of everybody, strangers, but you don't know who's related to who. You don't know who knows, who. And this person starts talking
Especially
to
around
you,
here.
especially around a small town, right? And this person starts talking to you loud, and they're oversharing information about people that you know, but you don't know the other 3 people that are sitting here. And then they'll start calling you out on stuff like, so what do you think about that? Well, what did you think when he did this? Well, what's your opinion on? I don't want to give my opinion. I want to get my food and leave. Why is this happening right now?
Why at that point do you not say that you're, my phone, oh no, I got to, my phone's on vibrate. I
guess we don't need to eat.
I gotta
go. Yeah. No, I had that happen. Yeah. Just, and a lot of...
My child was mangled by a mongoose. I gotta go.
Oh, man. And just put me on the spot for you don't know who's around here that knows.
No, and you don't know who's related to who. Yeah.
So I live in Moncton, and that is also true here. You just don't, you don't know.
No,
you don't know what you don't know.
Typically, just don't talk to people.
Yeah, but you can talk about hey, it's some weather we're having, eh? There's other things you can talk about. Why do you got to switch into gossip mode? Gary's like, no.
I don't care about your weather.
I just mean
Gary,
it's
significant.
If you're a talker,
I hate polite small talk.
I don't like the small talk either. But
Let's dig into your past trauma.
yeah, I don't like small talk either. But you know what I mean, Gary? If you're someone that can't shut up, why does it have to be gossip? And why does it have to be gossip in public with other people around that you don't know if they know the people that you're gossiping about? Just don't. Just don't do it.
Because all people are...
You know what's funny? I'm the guy you guys hate. I'm a big small talker. I love it. I'm all about it,
So
Yes,
am I.
but you're a good
I'm standing in
small
line.
Well, me or him.
Yeah, but the people that we talk about this every other episode, but so I guess I'm the ambivert. My wife is more of the introvert. So she gives me the perspective of the exclusive introverts. And I always think I'm making the situation maybe less tense or awkward by, when you're just sitting or standing somewhere and you comment on something obvious without making a big deal about it. And people seem to enjoy it, but I've learned that I think a lot of people are just humoring me and they're super annoyed. Which, I don't know. I have no way of knowing, but I'm bad for the small talk, right? But
I'm more I've said the 2 or 3 things I have to say, so we're done here, right?
Gary sounds like some kind of hitman. It's 1, 2, we're done.
So if I'm going to do it, I'll do the 2 to 3 things. And if there's no reciprocation, then I get it. We're done, But in my mind, I'm you can, in your adult life, handle my 2 to 3 things. You can do it. I know you can. You can listen to this and be nice to me for my 2 to 3 things. And then, I'll leave it. So we've we've both gotten what we've needed.
But in this
out of this
circumstance,
situation.
Jeremy, your 2 or 3 things isn't very personal information about someone else who isn't there in front of a bunch of strangers, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yes. I'm not like, man, you see that guy behind us? He could drop a few pounds, couldn't he?
I don't know if you can
Something
tell.
big.
I had this happen to me, so I'm a little. It was rough too. It was rough, and including anything from personal information to all of a sudden like right in front of people. So you're a teacher. What do you think of the French immersion thing with like 5 people standing there? And I'm,
Here, could you hold this hand grenade for me? I've already pulled the pin.
This isn't recording.
yeah.
Could you hold?
You want to say that again, sir?
And I was like, listen, Jacques Portress, I just want my Chinese food. I'm trying to get out of here.
I want my dumplings.
It was Jacques Patron and Robert Jones.
I'm trying to be clandestinine.
I just want my deep fried wontons and I want to go home.
I want to mow my lawn.
My battery's got to be charged.
No one wants to mow our lawn.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody wants to mow our lawn. Come on.
Number 2.
All right, number 2. Not washing your hands when you leave a public restroom.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh.
What if you didn't touch anything?
Oh, wait. I have one worse than that.
I'm just saying, those are the arguments.
Somebody at the urinal holding their phone.
Oh, why?
You must be in some kind of rush.
I have
Can't
seen
wait
it.
30 seconds.
And then the guy just walked out the door.
So
The doctor told me I have to record everything.
Including you. His phone sneaking over.
That'd be Gary, that'd be a short video.
Oh, you should see this bladder. Got the bladder of a 20-year-old.
What's the splatter you're talking about? I don't know.
he's
what you're
talking about the pressure at which you can hit that urinal. Like,
Yeah, you got to get your angle game down to avoid that.
oh
There's
man, yeah, I'm telling you. But do you remember when you were younger? Remember that episode of Jackass and they had the fire hose and like Steve-O was trying to stand up?
You learn a lot about physics when you're trying to, keep that splatter off you, right? You hit that on the sides with all angles inward, and it doesn't come back at you.
The best one isn't even the public ones, Jay. It's like you got to get up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, and you don't want to wake up your wife, so you're looking for just that like one sweet spot in the toilet where it doesn't make as much noise as the rest while you go.
Yep. It exists. Yep.
It does exist.
Yep.
See,
I know.
Cameron does it too. Look at him. He knows exactly
The sweet spot. The sweet spot.
So here, you want to hear another trucker thing? Like, when you wake up in the middle of the night and it's not the wintertime, so you don't have your pee jug. That's a thing. That's a thing. So in the summer, you're treating yourself, so the weather's nice. So when you have to go to the bathroom, you get up and you go outside the cab and you hope you don't lock it with the keys inside. If you go on the tire because it creates like a buffer.
Sound. Yeah, it muffles the sound.
Well, not just the sound, but like it hits the tire and it just drops down with it. Because if you just go right on the pavement, I mean, that is like a SAM military. Like it just like on the pavement, right? It just launches like rockets off of the pavement. So you got to find a thing to deflect it so that it drops gracefully to the ground. It doesn't splash anywhere.
Gracefully.
It's the truth. I don't remember what number 2 was.
So number 2 was actually inspired by Mikhail had a braces appointment or whatever in Moncton, and we went to Champlain Place real quick. And I brought Maddox into the washroom, and I just stood there at the doorway. You know how like it goes in, then takes a turn, and goes in again, and then there's the washroom. So I'm standing in there in the doorway because all the news now, I don't trust people, while Maddox goes to the bathroom. And not one but 2 guys, not young people, grown men, Walk in, one guy, real big guy, like he was a football player or something in a past life. Walks up to the urinal, uses the bathroom, stands back, does up his fly, walks out, looks at me, hey, keeps on walking, and it's like, you just bypassed all the... You even acknowledged me on the way out. Almost like I know I didn't wash my hands and I'm living dangerously today. I'm going to touch so much stuff before you do in this mall. Like, what are you doing?
You know what doesn't help with that? A lot of places now, they put that foot thing on the bottom of the door. Have you seen this? You know what I'm talking about? Like you can open the door with your
Without
foot,
touching,
like it's down at the bottom. So you know it's like hands free, and I think that gives people an excuse to because it's like, oh, I don't have to touch the door handle, so I'll just use that to open the door and get out. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Some places, restaurants have it.
Just get a splash of Purell out in the hallway.
Yeah, yeah.
Save this whole sink hand drying experience.
Just a bucket, and when you open the door, it dumps the whole bucket on your head.
But can I tell you, Gary, I know this is sounding like a Seinfeld episode, but there have been times I've gone to the urinal. I know I haven't touched anything. I actually don't need to wash my hands. But there's other people in that public washroom. And it's a courtesy wash, boys. It's a courtesy wash. I am not going to walk out without them thinking well, for all I know, he peed on his hands. I didn't touch anything. But I'm going to wash my hands. Look at me, grab the paper towel. I'm making the noise. You heard the thump, thump, thump. Washing my hands, throw it out to the... I'm making the noise. Going the whole bit.
Because if you see 2 feet, on the floor in the stall... I just assume they've taken detailed notes of every step of the process since I walked in there. Okay, he's at the urinal now.
If there's someone in the toilet, Jay, and they can't see me, I don't use the paper towel. I use the hand dryer so they know I wash my hands. They can hear that bad boy fire up.
The only thing is the soap dispenser doesn't always make a lot of noise, so you hope it's clicky so you can hear that ka-chunk.
Some of them go, so they make like a...
Oh, man, the Dyson ones, the blades that you insert your hand.
Oh, yeah. So you watch the hands go like...
Yeah, but I always have a small heart attack because I'm I just washed my hands and I put my hands this narrow thing and I'm one false move and I'm rubbing the side of that thing.
I got to wash all over again.
I gotta start all over, yeah. But I do love the Dyson Airblade. It feels so fancy when you use it.
It was Disney the first time I ever saw one, and I was like, "What is this thing?" And it's
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta
numero.
Do a big.
It's going to be very anticlimactic.
Oh no! What did I do? Sorry. How long is this thing? It's still going. Did I stop it?
This better be good.
It's not even.
Start another one.
Better be epic.
This was a really big pet peeve of mine the other night. Ready? Ready? Just don't park next to me. Just don't park next to me. Don't park next to me.
Yes.
Don't park next to me. You see.
Couldn't agree more.
That I parked so stinking far away from this door. I parked 8 lanes over. There is no one in this whole line of parking but me. You had 86 other parking spots to choose from. But not only did you park up next to me, you parked too close. You could have had the whole parking lot to yourself, but you had to park right next to me. Why? Why'd you have to park next to me?
I'm unanimous with you on number one.
That's almost as bad. Yep. That's almost as bad as standing next to a guy at the urinal. Am I right? You leave a buffer urinal. That's what the middle urinal's there for.
Yep.
It's there for a buffer.
There's nothing worse than when there's a guy in one urinal and you're in the some guy sidles into the middle and you're all like, both of you are like,
dude,
what are you doing?
There's levels to it, right? There's 3 urinals. You walk in, the guy who's there by himself is in the middle one alone. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you in the middle?
Why'd you take the middle, dude?
Go to one of the ones on the side, right?
Pick a lane. Pick a lane.
So then the next step is there's 3 urinals. You're on the side one. Guy comes in, starts using the middle one.
Yep. What are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
Then it gets
Got
even
the
worse
best
when you're at,
lighting.
like the movie theater and there's like 1,000 of them. And then someone comes up and goes right next to you. It's like, I'm just going to assume you're a serial killer and you're going to kill me. Why else would you stand
Why
here?
else would you
There's
do that?
1,000 of these things.
They call you the Big Show.
I want to watch that. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Doesn't he like look right over at him too? So I get made fun of a lot because I park in the back 40 because
Yep.
I always call it Siberia.
To each their
that
own, man.
works too.
To each their own.
yep. Because
Wait,
like
that's in a little communist. I mean, the backwoods.
I take closest spot available.
You would,
so
freak.
And some people do.
so like
Yeah.
so the cars are right on the line, white line. You're taking closest one every time.
If I can fit in and get out.
See, that's the struggle I don't want to deal with. I want to swing the door open like I'm like the king of England. You know, I just want to swing that thing out with no thought at all and just get out. You know what I mean?
I don't want to worry about the kids getting out. I don't want to worry about having to lift the trunk when I bring the groceries out. I don't want to have.
Yep.
I park pretty far away on purpose.
Yes.
I want my room,
And
I don't want to get a ding on my car.
And if you're way down on some end, and there's always some dude with like a fancy car, a Mercedes, a Corvette, a Camaro, you
Double
stay
parked.
away from him because you're like, dude, I respect that you parked down here, and I know why you're here.
Except some
Full
people
respect
don't.
for it.
I don't get it. The first time I saw
So
that
that's
trick,
true.
that never crossed my mind. I was with Trent in his Trans Am, and we parked really far away from
In
the door.
Siberia.
And I was like, man, what are you doing? He said, I don't want anyone around the car. And that was the first time I'm like, fair game, because people are idiots. Like I had my Toyota for 2 weeks, and I still don't know who or where or what, but it's a blatant trailer hitch backed into the back of us. And then they left. And I got the perfect little square in my bumper that to fix the thing is going to be $600 to fix this little tiny, right? Because you got to take, it's all plastic.
And they knew
now.
they did it.
They knew they did it, right? And they left.
Yeah.
If I had been in the back of the parking lot, that doesn't happen. No one's near me. Except the other day, I'm talking, Cameron, our local Walmart here. I am parked way over by the closed garden center. You know where I'm talking about.
Yep.
I am nowhere near the door. I am the only one in that whole row. We walk out with our groceries. Buddy is parked right next to us. And I'm not talking like behind us, not on a diagonal, not to the other side of us. Didn't leave a 1-space buffer, nothing. And he is so close, I can't open my door the whole way. And I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like I'm looking around, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like there's all this other parking spot all around me, and you parked right next to me, like as close. Like you're either waiting to kidnap me, you're checking out the car, looking what's in it. You were trying to rob my laptop out of the back, or so. Like why were you parked that close to me? Like why the heck? What?
Or
Yeah. Say it. Fair game.
Yeah.
that's an answer to a lot of these questions.
I just don't know how you get through life. Like if you're someone that does these behaviors and you haven't clued into that they're not socially acceptable, like the guy who takes the middle urinal, I just don't know how you've gotten this far into life, like without something really bad happening. Like I have no idea.
I'm jealous. Because those people live with no stress.
Obviously,
They're not worried about anything. I'm the one sitting here worried about all these top 10 things.
They walked right up to the middle
They're
urinal
winning.
and they're like, I don't care if you see my wiener.
Yeah. And they go home and they sleep great. And I think about it for 3 days. So who's doing it right, you know?
Yeah.
Right? But the parking thing, I get that. And the guy who parked next to you, I would bet 9 times out of 10, he didn't even clue in to what he did it wouldn't even cross his mind that like it's weird what I just did.
And
you know?
why did you pick that spot? If you don't care about parking next to somebody, there's 20 other spots way closer to the door than the one you just took. So it's not like
I
you
go through
care
a whole
about
thing.
parking next to somebody because you park next to me. So why did you park here?
I go through a whole thing. I'm like, okay, the staff parking, if they have a rule about that, they're like the furthest possible parking spots. There's like
usually
5 or 6 cars. They're way in the back. I'm like, okay, that's the staff. They're in there for the day anyway, so whatever. But then I'm like, okay, guy comes in here with a trailer. Where's he going? He's coming in here. He's going to park across 2 parking spots there. Going to leave room for that. I think about all this. Like when I drive into a parking spot, like a parking lot,
I'm with you, man.
Like who's all going to come in here while I'm in here? What, like, where can I park that, like, I'm just going to be invisible. No one's going to know I'm here. I'm just going to come in, come out. You know what I mean? Yep.
I'm with you.
I do all that too. Yep.
I'm driving in. I'm just thinking, how can I get in and out of this store the quickest way possible?
So
how can I shave 0.2 of a second off of this trip to the store?
So that's my thing is like, it's like this primal instinct. It's the same as like the whole when they call your gate for getting on the plane and you're like, well, if I'm last in line, they're not going to let me on even though I have this ticket. So everyone has to like, they're standing there and they're like looking at the time and they're pulling the bag over and they're standing up so they can walk over first and be there first. It's like this like primal instinct, right? Same with parking.
Unless you get on very first, all the other people in the middle now, if you didn't get number 1, you might as well be last. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to get on there, you're going to sit down, you might find room for your luggage, you might not, and everybody else that walks by is going to bang you on the way by with their bag while they look for what seat's theirs and trying to put their... Why did you rush to get on? Why the heck did you rush to get on? So unless you're in the first 5 and you had free reins over all the overhead bins, you might as well have waited until everybody was on and you're like, yeah, put my bag in the front. I'm fine. And you're just going to walk to your seat and you're going to leave.
Normally when you put the first person in, if you're getting on, like, say, a bus when we were going to a resort, we stand back and let all these people flood toward it because you're like, all right, their bags are getting put in and they're getting pushed to the back. If I'm the last person, my bag is the first one off, so I just have to get off, grab my bag, and run.
That's the airport shuttle trick. That's exactly what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm standing here, but I'm going to give you my bag dead last because I'm getting on the shuttle and then I'll get off first. Yeah.
I'll get off first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gary, I wouldn't have taken you for a parking lot space squeezer.
Yeah, me neither.
Wouldn't have thought it.
I just want to get in and out.
Wow. Yep.
As with most things in my life, Heather gets annoyed every once in a while. I pull into a spot, she just looks at me. She's like, this is the one you're choosing? Or like, you're going to park at the door at the mall where we have to walk by all the little coin-operated rides? Really?
Actually, you know what? Knowing that about you and like, you know, how much thought and time you spend on the restaurant selection. Yeah, you know, you got to do a couple things quick, Gary. You can't be spending that much time on everything. No. Yeah, fair enough.
Got to be a balance there. Yeah.
Got to balance. Got to be balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
Yeah, it takes forever to pick the restaurant, but once we go there, it's like, boom, first spot available.
You've expended all of your all of your energy and thought on the restaurant. The parking is no room to. Wow. Well, that was a great segment, Tice. Great segment. Yep. That's good. Wow. Well, boys, it's I've been waiting for some kind of warning to pop up here to say we're supposed to stop,
but it has not.
I haven't seen it yet, and we're at about an hour and a half.
Yep. So sorry, everybody. This took so long for us to get together, but
I kind of don't want it to end, but yeah.
It's a lot of gardening we didn't get to.
That's true. Next time, Gary. Next time. We'll go through the gardening section.
The gardening segment.
The gardens. Yeah.
All right.
Send in your gardening questions.
All right, everybody. So thanks for listening, and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and all that stuff. And yeah,
See you in 3 months.
Yeah, little clandestinine there, whatever the word is. No, I don't know how to say the word tonight.
Title Clandestinine.
Clandestine. I didn't say it right again. All right, everybody has that word they cannot say.
You had it that time.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.